Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sonia Jones if you're new here. In today's video, I am going to be baking some blueberry muffins, and this is the first time I've ever made blueberry muffins from scratch. So this is a healthier take. I decided to go with this recipe because I didn't want to do a recipe that was just, packed full of sugar. I wanted there to be some nutrients to it because these are for my baby and for me in the mornings. I am hoping that these are going to turn out good. But let's bake and let's talk about pop culture. I wrote the recipe out because I film on my phone and I found the recipe on my phone. I'll link the recipe that I use down below, but it calls for 1.5 cups of oats, 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons of yogurt, 2 tablespoons coconut oil, half a cup of blueberries, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 3 tablespoons. It called for honey, but I'm substituting for coconut sugar instead because babies can't have honey. And then 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I've already got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I'm also enjoying this microphone because I'm whispering right now, but I'm sure you can hear me pretty well. But I don't have to shout as I'm filming, unlike if I'm just using my phone. So yeah, let's bake. Talk about TV shows. So we're gonna try to do that while I follow the recipe, which my ADHD may prevent me to do that, but we're gonna try. Oh my gosh. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Outer Banks, you're not going to want to continue watching this video because I'm going to be talking about how I felt after watching these. So after watching You, I just was so mind blown. I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect him to basically split because of everything that he had done, He basically Joe split his personality and he created this like Reese in his head. And that's the alter Joe, the one who is capable of doing all these things. Like he's compartmentalized. There's Joe who wants to be a good guy and do the right thing. And then there's, the real sociopath Joe, the evil Joe, who does all the killing. And I'm just gonna be honest, when we found out Reese wasn't real and it was all in Joe's head, I was so shook because I really didn't see that coming. It was so unexpected. I am really excited the direction that they have chosen to take it in because I feel like people post really sexual things. Penn Badgley is hot, and so people will basically be like, oh, I wish he would lock me in a cage. It's no, guys, it's just dangerous. Even if it's a fantasy, even if it's not a real serial killer, just fetishizing serial killers in general because they're hot. No, let's not do that. That's what happened with Ted Bundy. I feel like that was a thing that's been going on, and I think maybe that's why they decided to take it in the route they did. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see it coming. I don't even really remember all of part 1 because it just went by so fast. Me and Dakota, we binged it. Dakota's my husband if you're new here, but we binged it so quickly. And then we had to wait a whole month until part 2 came out, and so I really don't remember part 1 that much, but I will say overall I did enjoy this season, honestly. Okay, hold on, let me read the instructions because I'm trying to multitask, but if I don't pay attention, I was like, wait a second, did I mess up? So far, I haven't. So far, we're doing good. The part, at the end, sorry, I'm going back to You. I want to go on to Outer Banks, but because I don't really have much to say about part 1, it was really just the twist at the end. Oh my gosh, his student, I'm really bad at, remembering characters' names for people that are, just introduced. It's easier for me to remember character names on shows when it's the same characters consistently, and then they add, 1 or 2. But, we constantly get, new characters because he just keeps killing people off. His student, how she's pieced it all together and helped Marion get out of the cage, basically. Him killing his other student, her boyfriend, and basically being this is how it's gonna be. That was just that was the moment where I was oh my god. I mean, I that Joe's a sociopath, because why else would he be doing all this stuff? Why would he be killing all these people? But that moment for me, I was oh my gosh, this dude is pure evil. It was just unexpected. I wanted him to get caught, but obviously this isn't the last season, so they couldn't do that. But I'm really excited to see how the next season comes out, and I'm hoping it's the last one because I just want Joe to get what he deserves. Also, if you're judging me on my posture, I know I slouch. Like, I'm trying to be better, but it's really hard when you're just like used to being like a little hobbit. You know, most of the time it's hard to stand up. Hi. She just woke up. My baby. I literally forgot to turn my microphone back on, even though I made a mental note. It's back on now. We're good. Didn't do anything too advanced. So we're gonna have to get a fork out and kind of like fix that clumpiness. Really should have heated up that oil, but I didn't. So what can you do?
1 tablespoon of that. And that's 1 teaspoon of vanilla.
Going on to Outer Banks. The beginning of the season was like the first episode was crazy. When they got taken off the island, you know, somebody rescued them. Kiara gets taken, and all of that with Topper. I felt sorry for him for a split second, but then he proved that he was a psychopath, as he normally does. So yeah, I again did not feel sorry for him anymore. So I was saying Topper, my bad, I meant Rafe. So the whole thing with Rafe and Kiara, my bad, I got character names confused. Topper is the ex-boyfriend who, for some reason, they decided to change, make her character take steps back. You know, her and John B, like, you know, get into like a little riff, and then she like goes and hooks up with a Topper, and it's like, what? Like, why? That was so like completely unlike her character. So I was pretty upset with that development. What, baby girl? What is it? So like I was confused by that. I didn't understand it. We're gonna go ahead and mix this before we add the blueberries. Also, like Kiara with JJ, like I feel like with all of the other characters, like when she was interested in them, she did not chase after them so much. Like it just felt like also uncharacteristic of Kiara to be so like into JJ and like really trying, like, and like I feel like Kiara in the other seasons would be like, fine, like you are like gonna be like this, and like I'm not gonna try, like, you know, I put my heart out there and like you didn't reciprocate, so like I'm not gonna chase after you. But like this season, Kiara was like literally chasing after JJ the whole time, and like he was being a jerk to her on multiple occasions, and she just like let him, and I'm like, that is so not like her, because I feel like she's the type of girl, and like we've seen in her character before, like she sticks up for herself and like what she believes in, and like with JJ, and I get it, like JJ's got a lot going on with his dad, and like, you know, basically like he's homeless, like he doesn't have anywhere to live, like he came back to Outer Banks and he has nothing. Hey, it's okay. Do you need some more snacks? I probably look like I'm crazy to my daughter right now because I'm just talking to nobody as I'm like aggressively stirring in oatmeal, like this batter. But yeah, like that just like frustrated me so much. I was like, what the heck? And then John B's dad, oh my god. Like I hope I'm not the only one, but like John B's dad, I like was glad that John B, like it was cool. It was like, oh my gosh, like his dad's alive. Like who wouldn't want that for somebody? But his dad was so annoying. John B's dad was just getting on my nerves. How money hungry he was. It was just so, it was over the top and it was annoying. And like I get it. Like obviously you can tell he's money hungry because he literally faked his death and left his son and like didn't let him know of his plan at all. But it was just like, I don't know. I didn't like John B's dad at all. Like I honestly like Sarah's dad more than John B's dad. And I get like, you know, they're both like the same type of like I don't know, money hungry. But for some reason, like Sarah's dad, I can actually like sympathize with at times versus like John B's dad. He was just like really annoying to me. It's like he comes back to his kid's life and he's like, ditch all of your friends. They don't need to know about this. Ditch your girlfriend because like her dad tried to kill me, even though Sarah had nothing to do with that. It was just so frustrating. His dad was just annoying to me. I was so happy though that they got the treasure. Topper though, like setting their place on fire because he got mad that Sarah used him. That was also like, what? In the past, like he's wanted to do bad things, but then he seems to have a conscience. And I mean, maybe like being used again by his ex was like enough for him to push him over the edge. But I just like, I was just like, what? Like, this is crazy. So yeah, I'm glad that they got the treasure. Like I was so happy. I was like, come on, please, like for once, like give them the happy ending. But then the way it ended, they get recruited by somebody. Like they're like, oh, you guys are treasure hunters, like solve this, see if you can find this treasure, find Blackbeard's ship and find his treasure or something like that. And I don't know, I just thought that was like kind of outlandish. Like, this is the first time that they've ever found treasure, and like, I don't know, a lot of it wasn't like they did it all on their own. They had a lot of help and they had a lot of people. Also, sorry, I'm going in circles right now, but that one lady who, like, I don't remember her name, but she was in the second season, and it was that blonde lady. She couldn't walk and she wanted to be healed. Like, that was such a main thing in the second season. It's solved so early in. Like, John B's dad's like tricks her into thinking that like he's giving her some magical thing that's going to heal her, and then she just believes him, and then she starts walking. And I just thought that was like so unrealistic and also just so frustrating, because I was like, really, like, this was such a conflict in the second season, but you just tell her like, oh, you're healed and kumbaya, like she's good to go. Like, what? That was just so frustrating to me too. Sorry, I know I'm like going on a bunch of rants about like the negatives, but like overall I really did enjoy this season. I still love this show. I'm still like excited for the next season. You're supposed to do half a cup of blueberries. I actually didn't measure them, but I'm just gonna assume that's half a cup. It might be a little bit more. Honestly, I might put more because this doesn't look like it's enough. This is what it looks like. And there are a couple clumps of like coconut oil because I didn't melt it. But I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off some more blueberries and add some more. I am very excited for The Summer I Turned Pretty season 2. They still haven't announced the premiere date. Really like anxious to know like when it's gonna come out, because you do not know how big of a fan I am of this show, but like these books, the trilogy, The Summer I Turned Pretty, came out when I was in middle school. And so I read them, and I was like a super like huge nerd. I hope this was like working. What's wrong, baby girl? Mama's almost done. But yeah, they make 6. We're gonna put them in the oven. It says 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll do 20, we'll check, and then yeah, add more time if we need to. I read those books in middle school, so I literally love those books. They were like a coming of age story for me when I was a teenager. I was hoping all throughout middle school, all throughout high school, I was like, please, like, let them make this into a movie. And then Jenny Han, she's the author of The Summer I Turned Pretty and To All the Boys I've Loved Before. It's a 3-part series on Netflix. I watched those movies. I actually haven't read those books, but I watched those and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the same author, like maybe it'll happen for The Summer I Turned Pretty. And then I think after the last To All the Boys I've Loved Before, it was announced by Jenny Han that she was going to be doing The Summer I Turned Pretty as an Amazon series, and I was so excited, guys. Like I couldn't wait. I've watched the series 4 times since it came out. I really love that show. Got them in the oven and they're cooking. Hi Cora, so how would you rate your nap on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best, 1 being... So this is the end result. I think they came out looking pretty good. You know, they're not really, you know, tall, but it said they only made 6, which it did. I put the fork through this one and it came out clear. It actually lifted the whole muffin out, so I don't think I'm gonna have an issue with them sticking, which is really nice because I was kind of worried about that. But I think they look really good and I'm excited to try them. I'm gonna let them cool off and then me and Cora will split one. But Cora right here with me. I already took a bite. As you can tell, they're not bad. I think my husband will like these more than me because like I said, I wanted it to be not just pure sugar, but I wanted it to be like healthier. I wanted it to be healthier but still good. Hey, hold on. Let me give you some. It's very hot, so it has to cool down, baby. Coconut sugar is not as sweet as regular sugar, and the recipe didn't even call for regular sugar, it called for honey, but babies can't have honey, so I was like, well, let me substitute it. So we had coconut sugar, which, you know, is anti-inflammatory, so it's a little bit better than regular cane sugar, so I did that, but it was only 3 tablespoons, which that's not really a lot of sugar. I don't know how she's gonna feel about this, and I definitely am like, like I'll eat them because I made them, but not exactly my favorite. Make sure you chew it. I really don't know how she's gonna feel about it because it's not the sweetest, which I was trying for it to be healthier, but I want it to taste kind of sweet. It tastes kind of bland to me personally. Like the blueberry is what gives it flavor. Are you waving hi? Do you like it? I'm gonna rate the recipe that I cooked and I'm gonna give it, I'll say a 5 out of 10, because it's not horrible. And I think if I put more sugar, if I either just did cane sugar or brown sugar, probably brown sugar, because it tastes a little bit sweeter to me personally. If I would have done like brown sugar or something instead of coconut sugar, or if I would have like doubled the coconut sugar, I think I would have liked it. But I think like I just don't even taste like anything sweet really. Like I can subtly taste vanilla, but I think I would have added more vanilla. I would have added more sugar for sure, definitely. Yeah, she seems like she's eating it, which is good. I was gonna do this with like an egg for breakfast for her, so it's nice to know she likes it. I'll see if Dakota will let me film his reaction. Why are you being so goofy? Just eat it. They're not super sweet, huh?
No.
Yeah.
They're good though.
You like them? Like, do you actually? Or are they okay?